members. Their numbers
Now, are
low.
they, would they consider any kind of
Remote?
Zoom remote?
The last meeting I was in, absolutely, we were talking about that.
Because I looked online again today and they've said September 15th, if you decide, if you want to cancel, you can get a full refund.
I think that I think the first order of business in the next TDM meeting is that, are we in person or virtual or hybrid? Cute.
When is that meeting going to take place when you might be discussing that?
I mean, the thing is, they can hardly refuse to refund things if they haven't yet decided what the format is gonna be. So I would think
There's no
it must be
action.
like
We just need to
next week.
to hold it.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm wondering,
So,
even if people are socially distanced and, but you still have to get a plane to go there. And,
Yeah, they're excellent
We're
about
gonna have
all
to
of that.
do roll call.
Yeah.
Voice.
I'm on my phone, so I can't really tell, but I will look and I'll let you know.
if you would, please.
Sure.
So is the board session at APTA also for administrators? I mean, would I?
No.
Okay, it's,
But don't they have a,
it's 4:30. I'm gonna call this
Yeah,
meeting to
parallel.
order. It's the public, we are first gonna have our public hearing, that's scheduled for, my bad. So I'll call the meeting to order. Will the clerk call the roll?
Trustee Buchanan,
here,
trustee Foster,
Here.
vice chairman Hyle,
Here.
trustee McHugh, trustee Presley,
Here,
trustee Rowe, Boynton Deputy City Manager Billy Tyus.
Here.
Normal Town Chairman Whitehouse.
Here. Jill, are there any public comments?
No, sir, we had no public comments.
So item D, new business, public hearing, consideration of capital assistance grant application, electric buses, electric bus charging and maintenance facility improvements. David, anything on the public hearing that we need to do on that?
I don't believe so. We don't have any public comments. There are no public, we opened the public hearing for people to make their comments and no one attended.
Okay, so no comments there. Any comments from trustees? If not, make a motion for adjournment, moved by Vice Chair Hyle, seconded by Trustee Buchanan. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Buchanan,
here. Oh. Yes.
trustee Foster,
yes.
vice chairman Hyle,
Yes.
trustee McHugh. Yes. Trustee Presley,
Yes.
normal town manager, I'm sorry, Chairman Whitehouse.
Yes.
Sorry.
So that will call the regular meeting of the Connect Transit Board of Trustees to order. Call to order. Will the clerk call the roll?
Now we need to close out our hearing.
I thought I just did that. For
I
adjournment.
didn't actually move motion.
Yes, okay, we did that, I'm sorry, forgive me.
Yeah, that's right.
Trustee Buchanan.
Here.
Trustee Foster,
Here,
Vice Chairman Hyle,
Here.
Trustee McHugh. Trustee Presley,
here,
Trustee Rowe. Bloomington Deputy City Manager Billy Tyus.
Here.
Normal Town Manager Pam Reese. Chairman Whitehouse.
Here, we've done that 15 times. Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Buchanan, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Public comments, Joe.
No, sir. No comments.
No public comments. Hi Pam, how are you?
Good.
I do want to make just note of this. If you hear my voice, I'm stuffed up. I have a sinus infection. I have been tested. There is no COVID. So I've been vaccinated and I've been tested in the last 48 hours. So no one needs to be worried about that. Got it all day at work. So with that, so we'll move to item E, consent agenda. I need a motion for approval and a second. Moved by trustee McHugh, seconded by trustee Buchanan. Staff, any comments on the consent agenda?
No comments, thanks.
Okay. Questions or comments from trustees? If you're on the screen, I'm looking at you, but also just kind of yell at me if you need something to.
Just
Trustee Buchanan.
more of an observation, and Patrick, I noticed that it looks like we either are having more riders who are presenting Medicare, Medicaid, or are we recovering more? Is that what's making the difference, or a combination?
I believe we're having more Medicaid riders. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions or comments? With that, we have a motion and a second. The clerk, would you call the roll? Before we do this, call the roll, then I'll come back to it. Please call the roll.
Trustee Buchanan,
Yes.
trustee Foster,
Yes.
vice chairman Hyle,
Yes.
trustee McHugh,
Yes.
trustee Presley,
Yes.
chairman Whitehouse.
Yes, motion passes. Move to item F, new business, point 1, recommendation and board resolution of capital assistance grant application, electric buses, electric bus charging and maintenance facility improvements. This is for approval.
I
Need a
so move.
Moved by trustee Buchanan, seconded by vice chair Hyle. Staff.
No comments. Brady, do you have anything?
No, basically, we're just requesting, Illinois is releasing another capital bill, and we are requesting additional funds for the purchase of electric buses, as well as charging infrastructure to go on route to increase the range of those buses, and some in-ground vehicle lifts to increase efficiency and safety in the maintenance department. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from trustees? Questions? Seeing none, a motion to approve and second is there. Can I get a call the roll?
Trustee Buchanan,
Yes.
trustee Foster,
Yes.
vice chairman Hyle,
Yes.
trustee McHugh,
Yes.
trustee Presley,
Yes.
chairman Whitehouse.
Yes, motion is approved. Item 2 under new business, recommendation to authorize contract for heavy duty driver protective barriers. I need a motion in a second. Moved by trustee Foster, seconded by vice chair Hyle. Staff.
So, thank you. So in June of 2020, Connect Transit installed plexiglass driver shields to mitigate the risks due to COVID. And those were, while they served their purpose, we've identified the fact that it looks like it's going to be a much longer term need, as well as the fact that the industry seems to be going that route. And some local agencies have already done so, as well as other local agencies that are looking at doing so. So we put out an RFP, an ISP for bid on purchase and installation of driver barriers. We're looking for something that's much more substantial than the solution we have in place. We requested a barrier that has a window that can be slid or rolled down to allow the driver the opportunity to communicate with passengers. We're not trying to wall the driver completely off so they're not able to communicate. But also provide mitigation of airborne contaminants such as COVID, as well as provide a barrier in case of a driver assault situation. So we received 4 bids. You will notice that we are making a recommendation for Midwest Bus Corporation, which is not the lowest bid. Upon evaluation of those, the lowest bidder did not have a solution that met all of our specifications, such as the window that provides access and ventilation fans for driver comfort, as well as safety glass. So the proposed solution has safety glass rather than plexiglass. Plexiglass is much easier to scratch and glare providing a situation that can cause visibility issues for drivers. So the proposed solution does meet all the criteria, and there is a brochure behind the recommendation that kind of details some of the specifics about the barrier. And so the 100% of the funding will come from FTA CARES Act, the FTA CARES Act, which is $175,259.20. And again, that's for purchase and installation of the barriers. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
If this is approved, how quick will that be done?
I'm sorry, I don't have it right in front of me, but I believe it was approximately 90 days from contract. They'll be here to install.
Questions from trustees? Trustee Presley.
So will this include the new buses that we're purchasing, or will it include our entire fleet plus those? How will that handle in the transition?
Yes, so great question. So the new buses, we already have spec'd them with driver barriers. So all of the new buses will include them. And our entire fleet will utilize these. We will not install them on our 2003 buses because they will be going away starting in November. So what we will do is all the shields that we previously purchased, we will use those. If there's any maintenance needs, we will have spare parts. We'll use those on the 2003 fleet until they're replaced.
Other questions? Trustee Buchanan.
Yes, thank you. Brady, I'm glad to see we're using the CARES dollars. That's a good use of those. What is there any expected life for these, or can they?
Yeah, actually, the expected life on these is similar to that of a transit bus. So they expect them to last the entire life of a transit bus, 12 to 14 years.
Good, very good, thank you.
Other questions? Linda, did you have a question?
Yeah, all right. How would they be maintained and cleaned? And how often would they be cleaned? And who will be doing the cleaning? Would it be the driver's responsibilities?
No, our cleaning staff will make sure that the windows specifically are clean. And they'll clean the rest of the door when they're cleaning the buses, but we will be sure that the glass is addressed. I would guess nightly we will inspect the glass and clean any smudges or anything that could cause a vision issue.
Thank you.
Trustee Foster, I saw you last night on Zoom via the news as well. So second time in a row I see you via Zoom. Good question. Other questions? Trustee McHugh.
This is just a point of clarification for me, and I apologize for not asking the question sooner, but do we have any obligation as a board to go with the lowest bid, or do we have the freedom to go outside of?
It's a good question. David, you're an answer to that?
I'm gonna let either Brady or.
Procurement. So it depends on the type of procurement that's done. In this case, it was an IFB, so that is based on bid. However, in this case, it did not meet all the full specifications that we defined. That's why we were able to not have to use the lowest bidder. But the other three bidders did meet all the specifications, and we are choosing the lowest bidder.
Traditionally, Brady, though, haven't we also in past, my memory is we have a score, you have a team that scores these, and we haven't always gone with the lowest because there's other circumstances that come into play. They might all meet the criteria, but I don't know, timeliness, or there's other criteria that come into play too.
That's correct. So that would be for an RFP, which is request for proposals, in which you're looking at, we define the evaluation criteria. So you can look at things such as price, the qualifications of the team, the products being proposed, and then you will provide a weighted score based on those. So in that situation, because price may only play, say, 20% of the role in that. So you certainly can't have a situation where you don't have to go as close.
Technical support might be really, really important to us. So we might have a higher.
Exactly, yeah.
Rate
But
on
in
that.
this particular procurement, we went with an IFB simply because it's a pretty straightforward process. So we're just evaluating based on the lowest bidder for the product that meets all of our specifications.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Good question, Tim. Good question. Other questions, comments?
I have a comment.
Yep.
Thank you for taking the long view, for getting our equipment together, and I think it's really smart, so appreciate our taking care of our operators.
Okay, and no other comments, clerk call the roll. This is to approve.
Trustee Buchanan,
Yes.
trustee Foster,
Absolutely.
vice chairman Heil,
Yes,
trustee McHugh,
Yes,
trustee Presley,
Yes,
chairman Whitehouse.
Yes. New business, item 3, recommendation for purchase of oils and lubricants to approve. Need a motion and a second. Moved by trustee Buchanan, seconded by trustee Foster. Staff.
So, thank you. So this is another IFB where we were soliciting bids on a product. So anything that meets our specifications, we will choose the lowest bidder. So this is for oils and lubricants used for our maintenance services. We have, in the past, we've contracted, in fact, since 2016, we've been under contract with one vendor. That agreement is ending, so we released another IFB. Typically, we would release a multi-year or ask for a multi-year contract on this. We had multiple bidders that came back and said, the current market is really difficult to nail down pricing. So they requested a 1-year contract and we agreed that that would be fine. The concern was that, we could have higher pricing if we were doing a multi-year deal because folks just don't know where the market's headed. So we're gonna do a 1-year contract for this. And as you can see, we received 4 bids on this, and we will be choosing, we are recommending Evergreen FS, which is the lowest bidder, outside of Berkey's Farm Store, but you'll note that they only proposed 2 of the 8 products that were requested. All the products meet our specifications, and so we're recommending a 1-year contract with Evergreen FS, and we use regular operating funds for this contract, and with an estimated annual expense of around $47,000 based on our annual usage. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the trustees? Of note, this is a part of the family of companies, so I will be abstaining my vote from this, but clerk call the roll.
Trustee Buchanan,
Yes.
trustee Foster,
Yes.
vice chairman Heil,
yes,
trustee McHugh,
yes,
trustee Presley.
yes,
Go ahead. That's it.
Okay, all abstaining. Motion passes. New business item 4, recommendation for purchase of filters and oil. Need a motion in a second. Moved by trustee Foster, seconded by trustee McHugh. Staff.
So this is precisely the same process that we used on the oil. We asked for bidders to supply pricing for oil filters and air filters, all the filters we use on our revenue fleet. And very similarly, the bidders came back and asked for a 1-year contract for a very similar reason. The metals market is strange and fluctuating these days. So it was hard for them to nail down pricing for a multi-year contract. So we will do a 1-year contract. The same, we have been under contract with Ken's Oil Service since 2016. And as you'll note, they supplied the lowest pricing. So we will recommend them for a 1-year agreement. And similarly, we use regular operating funds to pay for this contract as well. An approximate value of $16,000 annually.
Thanks, Brady. Questions from trustees or managers? Questions? No questions. Motion to approve is on the table. Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Buchanan,
Yes.
trustee Foster,
Yes.
vice chairman Heil,
yes,
trustee McHugh,
yes,
trustee Presley,
yes,
trustee chairman Whitehouse.
Yes, motion is approved. Thank you. Takes care of new business. Item G is chairman's report. I don't have a lot to report except welcome, David. It's your first meeting as general manager, and I've talked a few times and met a few times, and I know in your report you're going to kind of talk about what you've been doing here and all that stuff. But welcome, and I hope you're getting along all right here. I know there's a lot to understand here and everything. I know you've met with a lot of people. A lot of people have reached out to me and said that you've talked to a lot of people, which is a good thing, is what this board wanted as well. So that's it. One thing I do want you to mention on your general manager's report, because we talked about this is the buses, the electric buses, maybe an update on kind of what's happening there. And so with that, I'll turn that over to you for your general manager's report.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. What I wanted to do is just really kind of give an overview of my first 2 weeks here. This is the beginning of my third week. And I have to first thank all of you for this opportunity. I really enjoy everything that I've seen so far, and working with the staff has been phenomenal. The staff has been really open about their acceptance of me as a new manager, but also willing to share their opinions, share their thoughts and ideas, and are willing to listen to my thoughts and ideas. So I really appreciate kind of the openness and the culture that we have here. And I hope to continue that into the far future, because I think it's really working for this agency. I also had a chance to meet with a lot of the operators and maintenance employees. And what I found is so many of them are really committed to serving this community. And I think that, again, as an agency of our size, operating public transportation, that's so important. They're not just here for a paycheck. They're actually here to serve their passengers and to serve this community. And I think that's been refreshing to hear. One of the things that I also wanted to mention is the fact that I think I shared this with you earlier, is that we are low on employees. We have about 10 to 18 open driver positions that we could fill. So in doing that, we decided to do a recruitment incentive. So part of that incentive is a $1,000 signing bonus for all new employees. They would receive that after the first 6 months and then after the first year of employment. So they can't just take it and run, I guess is a simple way of saying that. We're also doing a recruitment incentive for our existing employees. So if they refer someone, they will receive $250 for each employee that they refer. They will receive that with their first paycheck. So the new employee's first paycheck, as well as after the 90-day probation. So they have an opportunity to get $250 for as many people as they encourage. We also changed some internal policies. We had a policy in the past that we weren't going to hire employees' families. So it wasn't a supervisory situation. It was a situation that if anyone's family member applied, we would not hire them. So we changed that and modified it to, we won't allow a family member to supervise another family member, but we will hire another family member. And we're hoping that will encourage people to apply at the same caliber as we have right now, the fine operators and maintenance employees that we have. Trying to think of some other things that we've done. Oh, we'll be advertising this widely. Jeff is working on social media campaigns and putting things on the bus, and also on the exterior of the bus, and also on the interior of the bus, so that we will be communicating this really community-wide. We've increased our spending on Indeed to get our listing promoted a little more. And we're also looking at some other opportunities like Craigslist and some other things that are free to just get the communication out. So we will definitely be looking at ways to get this out. Hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll also have some flags on the property, Jeff. We've ordered some flags that say now hiring, whatever they say. Do you remember everything that says?
Yeah, just you've seen them all around town that they're now hiring. They're 12 or 13 feet tall, and then we'll create some other smaller signs. Great benefits and various other little taglines to put along our property here. We also created some signage to go on the outsides of the buses that go right behind the driver. It says, "We save the best seat for you," and then it lists out all of the jobs that we got. And we're also hosting a job fair on September 18th. So that'll be on a Saturday. So we're hoping to catch some more people there. And we're just going to promoting it nonstop to try and get those hiring classes for Dave to be able to get people out on the road. So any other suggestions you guys have along the way, feel free. But I know driving through town, everybody's got the now hiring signs out. So we're trying to find some new innovative ways to really catch people's eye. And so we're always open for new ideas.
Yeah, I like that. David, tell, I know you shared this with us, but can you just, in case people are watching and all this stuff, where are we with drivers? How many drivers could we take, or what would be the, if we could fill to capacity, what would be your wish?
I believe we have 88 now, and we can go up to 105, and that would cover all of the work and have some extras in case people call in sick.
Okay.
So
quite a few jobs.
95 would be a good place to be. 105 would be ideal.
Okay.
Okay. So we're looking forward to seeing what type of reaction we get to this campaign, and we'll let you know the number of people who have applied as a result. As you might have heard, the TSA has upgraded their mask requirement. The feds have extended that mask requirement now until January 18th. So we'll also, of 2022, so we'll also be letting the public know that that is the continuing mandate. They were supposed to end, I believe, September 13th, and they extended it now until January. So we will be doing some advertising on that as well, Jeff, and Dave. I'll let you guys kind of talk about what we'll do to communicate that.
Yeah, we're scheming and coming up with some plans.
Okay, sounds good. I wanted to also mention, I don't know if all of you know this, but Jill will be retiring. This might be her last official board meeting with us. So I want to thank her for everything that she's done for me in the last 2 weeks. And I'm sure the staff appreciates everything she's done the last 4 years, is it, or 5?
3 years working on 4.
Oh, 3 years working on 4, all right, all right. So thank you very much. We have had some interviews, and we extended an offer to an applicant today. So hopefully we'll hear by the end of the week if she's willing to work here. But she's a terrific candidate, and I think that you'll be pleased. Finally, the electric buses, what you were asking. So as you know, we have a number of electric buses on order. So the first will be delivered in November of 2021. The next were due to be delivered in November of 2022, and then the next November of 2023. We have also 2003 buses, which Brady mentioned, that are in horrible condition and really need to be replaced. So really, for the benefit of our passengers and for the benefit of our operators and maintenance employees for that matter, we reached out to Proterra, the manufacturer of the vehicles, to see if we could move up the bus order. So rather than having it in November of 2022 and 2023, we asked to move that up to an 8 bus order. And they went one step further to say that they can actually start manufacturing those buses in March of 2022. And we should take delivery sometime in June, July of 2022. So rather than spreading those 2023s out and trying to run them as long as we possibly can, we're going to try to replace those as soon as we can instead with the newer electric vehicles that'll be cleaner, they'll be easier to maintain, it'll provide a much better service to our passengers, and we're excited that Proterra is able to do that.
Yeah, so we'll get, as planned, obviously things will change, but we'll get 4 this November, and then next spring we'll get 8 buses.
Correct.
Perfect.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that, and thanks to Brady for making that happen. Brady and Pat, because Pat had to figure out how to pay for them. So we will be shifting some funds around, but we feel comfortable that we'll have plenty of capital in the future for bus replacement.
And were those paid for? Those were paid for through federal grants, right?
Some federal, some state.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Good.
Yeah, so that was very exciting for us to be able to do that.
That's a good first report, good first meeting. New buses quicker than what we were expecting.
It's been a busy 2 weeks, yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Any questions on those issues for David?
I have one. David, I'm really happy to hear you and all of staff, the measures you are taking to see whether we can attract some additional operators. I wonder if you could also update us on other types of employees that we need to recruit. And the second thing is, can you talk with us a little bit about what is the current impact on our available staff on being short?
Sure. So at the administration level, we have an assistant general manager and an HR manager that we're recruiting for. We haven't begun the assistant general manager yet. We want the HR manager to come in first and then allow that process to take place after she comes in or he. And we also have some service technicians that we're recruiting for. The service technician takes care of the smaller maintenance of the bus. So cleaning, light bulbs, things like that, tires. We've been having a challenge recruiting for that position. So I actually reached out to one of the local community agencies to see if they would be interested in a job training program for some of their constituents. And we'll be meeting this week to talk about that and what the opportunities are. So with our next report, I'll report the status of that process. I don't want to let too much out now because it's still pretty
That's good though.
Thank you for that.
in the
That's
beginning.
great.
Yeah, so that's all very exciting as well. If I think that it would be a wonderful opportunity and actually a wonderful marriage between us and this other community agency to provide skilled workers and skilled job training, job skills for their folks.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Other questions? Okay, thanks, David.
Thank you.
Trustees' comments. Trustee comments on the screen. Any comments? Linda, no. Billy, no. Linda, no. Vice Chair Ha.
I would second your welcome to David. It's great to have you in seat. There you are in 3 dimensions and right here with us. Sounds like a very exciting first couple of weeks. And I hope that you're also finding the community welcoming and congenial. And please do let us know how we can help you settle in.
Will do.
And Pam, I mean, you're not
Jill.
Pam. Jill, Pam belongs with David. Jill, thank you so much for the service. And we will miss you and we wish you all
I've
the
enjoyed it.
best as you begin the next chapter.
Do you have?
Can I echo that? Can I echo that Jill, has been wonderful working with you.
Thank you.
I don't know what I'm gonna do now, because she generally emails me, call me up, make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be at. So thank you so much, Jill.
Thank you.
David, that might be your job now. But like to say welcome to you, David. We have gotten together and we've met and we've had some one-on-one time. So thank you for reaching out. It is our hope that you will find not only our community to be welcoming, but also this great department. These folks have done some great things and have kept transit on the forefront of just being impeccable. So welcome, Jill. This is not to say bye. This is a small community, so I know I'll see you around, and look forward to the next steps for this company, opening the doors up, for others to be part of it. I think it's just exciting for the different positions that have come available. I look at it as opportunities, and again, thank you, Ryan, for leading this board in the direction that it's going. And to each and every one of you guys, for what you do, for what you do.
Thanks, Linda. We got it hired in less than a year, someone in place in less than a year. Other trustees' comments? City managers, anything to report or questions? Do we need executive session? Okay, first meeting, done with, survived. Motion to adjourn, moved by
So, second.
Trustee Buchanan, seconded by Vice Chair Heil. Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Buchanan,
Yes.
trustee Foster,
Yes.
vice chairman Heil,
Yes.
trustee McHugh,
Yes.
trustee Presley,
Yes.
chairman Whitehouse.
Yes, we're adjourned, everybody.
Thank you.
Now you can run out the fuel.
Ryan, I need for you to sign something. I need